Hello guys, myself Nishu Arma. So today we're going to consider or learn the topic from the body fluid part 4, and it is the last video from this series in the discipline of physiology. So first 5 learning outcome we consider it in our previous videos. For the today video, learning outcome will be composition of different body fluid compartment, and after completing this topic we consider some question which is came in our previous year exams. So our topic is composition of different fluid compartment. In our previous video we learned that the total body water is composed of two things, ECF and ICF, and ICF is the fluid that present inside the cell, whereas surrounding fluid is known as ECF or extracellular fluid. So I start here with ECF. Here ECF is composed of interstitial fluid plus plasma, and here they both have a same ionic composition. So interstitial fluid and plasma have a same ionic composition. So how we can differentiate plasma from interstitial fluid? So we know that the plasma is rich in protein. So in plasma there is high concentration of proteins, like plasma have a albumin protein. So there is a high concentration of protein which having a negative charge, and due to this negative charge they attract more cation, which is approximately 2% greater than the interstitial fluid have. So we can differentiate ICF from plasma, and here the predominant ECF ion will be sodium chloride, bicarbonate and calcium. Basically both of these compartment having these ions, but ECF have a high concentration of these ions such as sodium chloride, bicarbonate and calcium. Now we are going to see sodium content in our body. It is approximately equal to 3500 to 5000 of milli equivalent, or we can say millimole, which came approximately equal to 58 milli equivalent per kg body weight. And here when we're talking about the ICF have a small quantity of sodium and chloride, whereas it have a no calcium ion, or calcium ion present in very less quantity, and here large amount of potassium phosphate ions and moderate amount of magnesium and sulfate ion will present in ICF compartment. And ICF contain large amount of protein which is approximately 4 times larger than the ECF compartment have. When we deal with the concept of nerve conduction, then we know the inner layer of the membrane have a negative charge due to this protein ion, because ICF rich in protein and protein carrying a negative charge, whereas the outer surface have a positive charge, and interchange of these ions will be result in the nerve conduction or polarization. Here predominant ICF is predominant in potassium, magnesium ion, phosphate and protein. And here potassium content of body is came 3000 to 3750 milli equivalent, or we can say millimole, which is approximately equal to 55 milli equivalent per kg of body weight. And here one more thing, sodium present in both these compartment ICF and ECF and it will be rich in ECF. Approximately 90% of sodium present in ECF, whereas 10% present in ICF. And here, when you're talking about potassium rich in ICF, here the percentage is 98% approximately, and ECF will be 2% of potassium. Now, quick digest. Here first is the dissimilarities between anion in ICF and ECF is largely determined by presence of intracellular molecules that do not cross the cell membrane. As we know, cell membrane cannot permit the solid particles and anions to move out or move in. Here, second point is calcium ion concentration is least in ICF. So when we are going to find the calcium ion concentration ratio in ECF by ICF, it will become approximately equal to 12,000 is to 1, because ICF fluid have a very low concentration of calcium ion. That's why the ratio came 12,000 is to 1. So third, difference in the distribution of cation, example sodium or potassium, will result in activity of sodium potassium ATPase pump. Now we are going to see some important point for notes. Only exchangeable solute are osmotically active, and in our body there are two type of pool, exchangeable pool and non-exchangeable pool. So in exchangeable pool we consider potassium ion, which are approximately 100% present in exchangeable pool, whereas only 65 to 70% of sodium are in exchangeable pool. So sodium are restricted to move out or move in the cell, whereas when we see the non-exchangeable pool, so non-exchangeable pool having a two cations such as calcium cation plus magnesium cation. So these two type of cation are non-exchangeable pool, and the potassium and sodium present in exchangeable pool. Now we are going to see some previous year questions which is came in AIMS, JIPMER and PGI. So here our first question is interstitial fluid volume can be calculated by. So we'll know that the interstitial fluid volume cannot measure directly. We use the formula interstitial fluid is equal to ECF minus plasma. So we have to know ECF volume and plasma volume. So we use different substance for the measurement of ECF and plasma volume. So for ECF volume we use radio labeled sodium ion, and properly we take the 22 isotope of sodium, and for plasma we use radio labeled albumin. Here the isotope of albumin is 125 of iodine. We'll learn this in our videos. So here our next question is potassium homeostasis in human is. We know that the potassium is rich in ICF compartment. So our first option will be correct. Most of the potassium are intracellular. And second is wrong. Extracellular, not extracellular. And essential electrolyte for different organ functions. It is correct, because we know that potassium is very crucial for the activation of clotting factors, clotting process. And option D is actively secreted in distal tubule. It is true. When the option is came like actively excreted in distal tubule, then it will be wrong, because excretion of potassium ion through DCT, it is passive, not active. So here option E is maintains the sodium potassium ATPase activity. It is wrong, because sodium potassium ATPase activity maintained by the proton gradient inside and outside of the cell. So here option A is correct, C is correct, and D is correct. Here next question is potassium is maximum in. It is a normal knowledge based question. Potassium is maximum in cell, whereas in cell in ICF it will be 98%, and in ECF compartment it will be only 2%. So there is a option first is correct. So our next question is total body sodium in milliequivalent per kilogram is. We consider this question in our videos. So direct answer is the 58 milliequivalent per kg. And here one more thing, that sodium is rich in ECF compartment. It is approximately 90% present in ECF, whereas ICF have only 10%. And sodium is rich in bone. So next question is plasma potassium constitute what percentage of total body potassium? So for this we know for potassium it will present 98% in ICF compartment, whereas 2% in ECF. So we know that the plasma is equal to 1/4 of ECF. So 1/4 into 2%. So it will be 1.5 percentage of plasma. So percentage will be approximately equal to 0.4 percentage for this question, which is came in Ames and Zipmer. So our next question is a man weighing 70 kg, water content of the body is. We take this example in our first video where the 70 kg man having a 42 liter of total water content. So option will be C, 40 to 45 liters. It is a direct knowledge based question. Plasma osmolarity will be 285 to 295 milliosmol per liter, which is asked in Zipmer. So here next question is the following are true about body water. So water constitute 60% of body weight. It is true. Plasma volume constitute 10% of total body water. It is wrong. ECF volume can determine by dilution method. It is true. We use inulin. And 10% of intracellular water. It is false. To calculate the total body water in plasma and intracellular water, we can use the formula which I dictate in our first video. So find the formula, find the total body water by your own. Here our next question is ECF form what percentage of body weight? So we know that the 60-40-20 rule. 60 is the total body water, 40 is ICF, and 20 is ECF. So 20, which came in approximately 25% of ECF. So the next question is true statement are. So is question from PGI, maybe multiple option will be correct. So here first option is total body water constitute about 60% of body weight. It is true. Most intracellular water is in musculoskeletal system. It is true because intracellular fluid is rich in water content. Extracellular fluid constitute 40% of body weight. It is false. It constitute only 20%. False. Total plasma constitute 10% of body weight. It is false because plasma constitute only 5%. So extracellular fluid can measure by dilution method. It is true. We use dilution method for the measurement of ECF, and we use inulin. So next question is which of the following method is not used for measurement of body fluid volume? So we use antipyrine for the total body water. True. Inulin for extracellular fluid. True. Evans blue for plasma volume. True. And isotope of iodine albumin for the blood volume. It is false because we use radiolabeled albumin for the estimation of plasma volume. Plasma volume. So it is wrong. So our next question is most accurate measurement of extracellular fluid volume or ECF can be done by using inulin. Inulin is the best method for the measurement of extracellular fluid volume. So our next question is predominant extracellular ions are. I think this question is from PGI, that's why multiple choice will be correct. So our extracellular ion will be rich in sodium, chloride and bicarbonate. So here next question is true statement about ion composition in body. So here first option is intracellular and extracellular ions composition are same. It is wrong because intra and extracellular compartment have a different composition of ions. Second option is phosphorus and magnesium are major ions in intracellular compartment. It is true. It is true. And sodium chloride are principal ions in ECF compartment. It is true. Kidney regulates sodium, potassium and chloride composition. It is true because this is the main function of kidney. So our next question is about sodium. True. So first option will be correct because normal serum level is equal to 135 to 145 milliequivalent per liter. And second option is also correct. Daily intake is 150 millimole of NaCl and the major portion is extracellular. It is true because sodium ion is rich in ECF compartment. Last option is major reservoir in skeletal muscle is false because major reservoir is not muscle, it is bone. So your next question is the total body water difference between male and female not seen at age of. This is knowledge based question. It is a knowledge based question and tricky question because total body water before puberty is equal in both male and female, but after puberty male have a high amount of total body water content as compared to female. So it is same total body water difference between male and female is not seen in before the puberty. So option will be 10 to 18 years. Thanks for kind attention. I hope you guys like it.